evening, this is Melissa with the StockSwish.com, and tonight I'm going to go over SLB. This is actually a gap down. I'm actually doing this review for one of my students who played this today, and he wanted me to take a look at it for him. I didn't do this today, and let me tell you why. I never went back and looked at it since early this morning. I'm kind of like, I mean, I watched Pay, I had BBY, so I had plenty of stuff to do. And then I saw this morning when I got up. It was like around here, and I said, that's not good enough for me. But you know what? It did get better, and it got better before the open. And I actually would have rated this, and I would have rated well, and I would have played it today if I had gone back and given it a second glance. And you know what? I just didn't. Sometimes you get up and you said, well, I got two really good things to do. 2 is good. 1 is good. I never went back and re-looked at this thing, although I had seen it early this morning. Here's what I was looking at. Okay, this was, around 8 o'clock, watching it, and I never went back and gave it a second glance. Fell, okay, down here, right before the open, and improved itself. And I liked this, and I would have done it. But the fact is that I never went back and looked at it. I saw it up here at 8 o'clock. I saw it around here. I said, it's not good enough. And then I never went back and looked at it. And it ended up working beautifully. It was really, really a nice move. So let's just take a look at this thing. The overall chart on this, for where it ended up gapping, made me like it. But the initial thing that it did this morning was too close to the 50 for me to give it consideration. Now, here under the 200, I'm liking it better, and it's setting up better. Now, the overall chart I like. I mean, I had no problems this morning with the overall chart. It was just the area that I thought was a little... It was too difficult. And then with the Pay and the BBY, I didn't think I needed to re-look and recheck my first morning list, so that I didn't quick do that before the open. But this overall chart, I like. Okay, I really, really like it. This thing tried to go higher here in this gap up, and it couldn't do it. And actually, really, the gap up was just this retest here, the resistance. Came back and fell, held itself here in the 200, came back up and whoop, retested resistance again. Look at that, surprise, surprise. Dropped off again, now this time lower, so it's really good. And now obviously with the gap today, this is lower still. This is a nice watch. I'm gonna put this on my watch list for lower for this week. There's more play in this thing. I know it retraced up today, but I don't care, okay? This is still lower. And there's some congestion here. We didn't get through that today, but actually, what did we touch down to? 67.60? Right here. Below of this red bar is exactly where we got today. So we have this tail to contend with, but I'm not so concerned about that. This is not really any support that I should even be concerned about here. So as soon as if we get under this Monday, I like it. I like it lower. Okay, in fact, let's just look and see where this can go. Here, 64 bucks. Now, I don't know how long it's gonna take to get there. I'm just saying, overall now, the gap today was a damaging gap, and the chart is lowered. I'm not concerned about this tail here. I'm not concerned about it at all. It's the only thing in my way, and this is like a string, okay? That's how I look at that. So let's look at the 5-minute and how this actually played out today. If you didn't get in this in the 1-minute chart, poof, forget you. I mean, you just didn't get any play in it today. It tried to reset up itself then later, but if you didn't get this morning move, this is all the profit, this is everything, this is the entire drop. Again, this is what I teach in the class. How do you get these things right away? First of all, how do you rate them and find them? And then second of all, how do you play them correctly? You have to get these things in the first 5 to 15 minutes of the day. That's how you're going to get in the mood, the momentum move. But let me tell you something, playing in that time frame, you have got to have focus and detail for what you're doing. It takes gut to take a play right away in the morning like that. And when you're pressing the button and doing it, you have to know what you're doing. You have to know your entry, you have to know your stop, you have to know if it's not working, when to kill it and get out. You got to know all that stuff, and I teach it in the class because in that time frame in the morning, things move. Now, that's the whole reason I want to get in them, though, because I want them to move in the direction that I want them to move to make money on the move. How do I know they're going to move in the direction I want? I have my rating system. Okay, the rating system tells stop is work. So to be prepared to position yourself, so you're going to have to take a certain amount of risk, and you're going to have to size yourself accordingly, okay? The first entry on this is 69.52. So your stop has to be 50 cents. Hey, I love getting tiny stops. I really, really do. But the fact is, when something triggers, if you got to get it, you got to get it and take your stop. Now, that being said, after you're in this thing here, shouldn't go up over here. Should not go up over that point. So after it triggers, when the bar closes, have to wait till the bar closes. You can lower your stop over this bar if you want to. Now, sometimes be prepared. Something may do a tail and ding you out, okay, before it does an actual pivot. But if you want to protect yourself, put the stop over here, okay? It really shouldn't go over there. Some stocks are whippy and will do a tail. I'm not familiar with this one. It looks like it traded very nicely today. I'm familiar with most of the ones that are whippy, okay? Like Farmers are whippy. I know which ones are whippy. But the point is, if you're aware of the fact that it trades nicely, it should hold here, okay? Real stuff has to be over the high of the day. If you want to protect yourself, put it over here. If you get dinged out, you can always go back in. Now, it's setting itself up nicely. Don't get scared into this little guy that's dropping here. It's doing everything fine. And what did it do here? 69.62? 69.60. So look at that. Beautiful, 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 perfect here. It looks perfect. And you know what? As soon as it does this, you better be back in this thing right here with more. So if you didn't take the first entry, here's the second entry, or you add. And now are absolutely lowering your whole stop over this base. So this entry here, and this is the stop, is even better than this one over here. But I really would like you to take the first one and then cost average yourself in here. Okay, then just lower your stop. And look at this drop, 69.44 all the way down to 66.61. $2. $2, okay, and a 20-cent stop. So you got paid on this one if you did it. Absolutely. There's no entry here after that. If you didn't get this entry, which is the first one, which I like to get, this is the second entry here. This is not an entry on this. This is not a sell setup here. So you can't, this is not an entry here in this red bar. I just want to note that. You never got in here. I don't know where you would have gotten in. Nothing was clean. This isn't a clean, anything. This is absolutely zippity-doo-dah, nothing. And you can't even get in here because this really isn't like a base before a drop, okay? It's a risk to take this. Now, I know if you had taken it and put the stop over here, you could have done it, but there was no telling that it wasn't going to go up or do a tail or anything. These are clean entries I'm giving you. I teach in the class clean entries with a high profitability and a high chance of working where you don't get stopped out, okay? So this is a great trade. This is a great trade, and you never got it if you didn't do it. Look, it never reset itself up correctly then the rest of the day because it made the whole entire move in the morning. It went to the target by 10 a.m. This is another reason why you have to learn how to play gaps in the first 5 to 15 minutes of the day. You got a $2 move in 30 minutes. What do you want out of life? That's it. Your day is done. How did you know that that was the target? First of all, you have to learn how to read the charts to see these guys down here. You have to have all these numbers and know the target, okay? Second of all, things do not move down in a same direction forever and ever and ever, okay? And third of all, and most importantly, this went down here, 67.61. It's a reversal time, which is 10 o'clock. Hit down here, 67.60 within a penny. Now, double bottom to me is the exact number, but you know what? This counts. Why? Because it did a bounce. Ding, at a target, was at a number. Ding, reversal time, bounce, shoot. Okay, you have to be out in here, and if you're not out here, you have to be out here. Okay? And there's no reason to stay in it at all and through any of this. You got to take your money off. Okay? Anyways, this is a nice trade that a student of mine did. So this is really, really nice. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com. For more information, if you're interested in my trading room, please feel free to email me at melissa@thestockswoosh.com, and I can give you details on that. I run a live trading room now, if you're interested, where I make calls in the room, and I'd love to have you join me. Thanks, and have a great night.